Okay, so for the next method, we're actually going to try using the traditional coffee and doing a modernized V60 method. So for this one, we'll actually need this kettle. You don't actually need to use this as well. You can just use a normal kettle to heat up your water, and a V60 and a decanter and a filter paper. So this is because the jugs that I was using just now might not be the most accessible, so we thought modernized version would be better. So for this one, actually the filter paper, we also have to fold it in a certain way so it fits in. So we fold it along this line here, and then we're going to open it up, and about an inch from the bottom, we're just going to press it down here, and then when you open it up, it just sits in nicely as a cone. Yeah. So the first step we're going to do is actually to wet the filter paper first. So using hot water, we're actually going to just drizzle some water on, just to fully flush the paper and to remove any of the paper smell if there is. And this also heats up the decanter at the bottom. So once it's done, you can just pour away the water. So after that, we can actually just put the coffee in already. So for this part, do you want to try as well? Okay, sure. So for this one, let me just help you pour in the powder first. So using about 15 grams of the coffee, just shake it a bit just to flatten it. Alright, so for this one we actually have a timed scale. If you don't have a timed scale, just a normal kitchen scale, it's fine also. Then just use the handphone, the timer if you need to. Yeah. So what you actually need to do is to pour in the coffee from the center and then go in clockwise concentric circles. Okay, so you actually pour about 30 grams and then just let it sit for about 30 seconds. Yeah, correct. I'll help you start the timer when you start pouring. So just slow stream in the center. Yeah. And stop. Alright. This is what we call the blooming stage or the pre-infusion. So during this stage, actually, the water is actually wetting all the coffee grounds, and the coffee ground is releasing a lot of gases. So these gases, when you're brewing, it can interfere with the brewing because it's like bubbling away. So yeah, usually we actually let it pre-infuse so the coffee is more easily extractable after that. Yeah. So once 30 seconds, you can actually start pouring again. So you can pour all the way until about 200 grams, slowly. So try to go back into the center also. The center is where the coffee ground is the thickest. Nice. Okay, so now we actually just wait and let it just drain all the way. If you prefer something less thick or something not so strong, you can actually pour all the way to 250 or so. No, it won't. Yeah, as long as you control your pouring rate. There is a bigger size version, what we call the O2. That one is for larger volumes. For example, if you need to use more than 20 grams of coffee.
What's the difference between this and traditional?
It's actually the filter as well, and I would say the brew method. So for example, just now the filter one, we actually, the traditional one, we put it in the hot water and then we let it stir and sit for quite a while, right? So that one, there's quite a bit of immersion going on, so it's just soaked in water, whereas this one is actually just flowing and flowing, which is why we have to pour quite a bit slower, so there's time for the water to extract from the coffee grounds. I would say in terms of the result of the coffee, this one will be a lot cleaner because it's a paper filter. It will filter out all the oils in the coffee. Yeah. Whereas that one is a cloth filter, so quite a bit of oil still go through. So the coffee will come out a bit richer and thicker. But this one will give you a cleaner taste. Yeah. So when that's done dripping, you can actually just remove this. Just pour this into a cup. Yeah. So this is traditional in a V60.